We moved here when I was about 10 years old. My parents were originally from Greece and moved to the United States in 1970. I was born in New Bern, North Carolina, and my parents decided to move to Charlotte, North Carolina because they had some relatives that lived here. And with my parents being from Greece, they ended up wanting to have us in Charlotte, North Carolina, where there was a larger Greek population. I always wanted to be a police officer, even when I was a little girl. I just remember growing up and that was something that I was passionate about, was something that I wanted to do. It wasn't something that was traditionally something a Greek girl would do. My parents or my family wasn't too keen on me becoming a police officer. I was their youngest and I was a girl. And in the Greek community and also in the department, there weren't any Greek officers. On Saturday mornings, we would go to the restaurant together early. I mean, we'd be there by 5 o'clock in the morning. I was 15 at the time. As normal, my dad would go ahead and open up the restaurant, unlock the door, and my brother and I would then get out, and then we would also enter. Well, we knew something was wrong when my dad had entered the restaurant. We could hear something going on. And I just remember there was someone that had exited the business, and my father was still inside, so I didn't know what had happened to my father. And I remember that he was asking my brother for the keys to our vehicle. We didn't know what he was going to do. I mean, he had a knife. My brother ended up tossing him the keys, and then we went inside. I was very glad to see that he was not hurt or bleeding, so I ended up calling the police, and the police did respond, and they were able to end up apprehending the suspect. I do know what it feels like to actually be a victim of a crime. I take it very seriously in my role. When I started college, I wanted to do what my family wanted me to do. I struggled with it, and so I ended up taking this vocational test. I scored the highest as a police officer, and I just thought, wow, how in the world can a test see that vocational test? And I was like, well, you know, I'm pretty determined. I was a major in criminal justice, and I also majored in psychology, so I had a double major. While working there, I was able to learn more at UNCC, and I ended up getting a scholarship for a year to start over and get my master's degree. In the position that I am, my parents are proud of me. They're very proud of me. They're very supportive. And back even at the restaurant, we did have officers that would come and eat. When they finally realized this was what I was gonna do, and they just worried about me. So my mom would talk to some of the officers that would come in, and she ended up becoming like their mother. I'm very happy that I chose this profession. My husband is also with the department as well. I did meet my husband here, and we have 2 wonderful children, and we're able to continue having a good life being a part of this department. I mean, it's a progressive department. You do have a lot of opportunities here. When you graduate from the academy, you do start off as a patrol officer. Then from there, you can go to specialized assignments that are available when openings occur. I was actually a patrol officer in the David II district. Now it's called the Metro Division. When I left patrol, I was promoted to a patrol sergeant. From there, I ended up working over in the Internal Affairs Bureau for a couple years. I ended up taking the captain's process in support of my family, and I did end up doing very well on the process. When I was promoted, I ended up going to the watch commander's office, which pretty much was an overnight type of assignment, and I did have 1 young child at the time. My family was very supportive, and then from there I was transferred over to the Providence Division, which is where I am now. I've been there for a little over 5 years. I've enjoyed it very much. Last year we ended up #1 in crime reductions for the city, and I was very proud of my officers and the hard work, but we could not have done it without the community support. Being able to be a part of that and helping to reduce crime and lead the city was very gratifying. I do live in Charlotte as well. I live right near my division, and I'm in my division off duty. I'm in my division on duty, so I do feel like the work that I do each day affects my community, my neighborhoods, the people that I care about, and it satisfies me to be able to do a good job for my community, for my family, for the officers that are in the division, all of our officers that we have in the department.